After an awful lot of effort, swearing, sweat, blood, tears, the Streetwise's exhaust is finally off. I say exhaust, it's obviously just the silencer, the back box, and you can see just how badly damaged that is. I'd wager that's the original exhaust from 2004, but look at the state of that. That's absolutely shagged. Looks like it's kind of been treated with some filler over the seam. But that is absolutely knackered. Starting to go there as well. And here's the bit that I patched up to stop fumes getting into the cabin earlier on this year. But that DIY repair was a bit of a waste of time. Really should have just got myself a brand new exhaust. So with the knackered exhaust out of the way, gives me a chance to have a little look, a better look, at how things are under here. You can see that rust hole. That will obviously need welding. Get that done at some stage. But no, things look okay. If anything, it's just surface corrosion that just probably needs a bit of sanding back and a bit of under seal. Heat shield here. Don't know what's in behind that. Don't wanna know. Still got a healthy population of spiders living under this thing. But things look all right. They really do look okay. Obviously, we're a little bit crusty and crunchy up there. I'll clean that up and give that a spray to protect it. But generally speaking, things look okay under here. Not bad considering it was laid up for 3 or 4 years. Okay, so for the fun of it, let's just start her up with no exhaust back box. Oh, she is throaty. Sure that's not too dodgy to the petrol tank? No, I think we're okay. Nice! Listen to that K-Series roar. Welcome back everybody to Crap Car Collective, and today's a big day for my Streetwise, this wonderful piece of British engineering that's behind me. That sentence has never been uttered before, has it? No. So it's a big day because I'm fitting a new exhaust back box. The old one was completely knackered, completely rusted through, probably the original from 20 odd years ago. And I've got a brand new shiny one to fit. And I'm really excited because obviously it means then I'm a step closer to getting it back on the road, then I can probably bring it for a drive this evening. Let's get cracking. So to kick this off then, the first job I have to do is make a gasket for this section of the new exhaust. That bolts onto the exhaust section already on the car. There is my new exhaust. Stupidly, when I threw the old one away, I didn't keep the gasket even though it was a bit knackered. Just thought, yeah, the new one will come with one. It didn't, so I am going to use the world's most durable and versatile material, cardboard, to make a new gasket. I've got some putty as well, which I'm reliably informed by the bloke I was chatting to in the motor spares shop that that'll do the job. That is completed and it looks suitably amateur, doesn't it? But that hopefully will do the job. Right then, the new exhaust silencer back box section is almost ready to go on. I've just done a little bit of preparation work there, put a bit of rust converter and a coat of underseal on it. Doesn't look fantastic because it's not, but it's a 200 quid Rover Streetwise, so, you know, why would you stress yourself over that kind of stuff? Here then is the new exhaust, and it's almost ready to go on. I know this is going to be a pain in the backside, so I'm just going to have to take a little brave pill, relax, and get started on it. Okay then, not really looking forward to this bit because I just know it's going to be a pain in the backside, but I've liberally applied some exhaust paste onto the downpipe that's still attached to the car. I got my little manifold ready to go on with the cardboard jobby, so I'm going to get cracking on this. Wish me luck. Yes! Yes, the new exhaust is on. That wasn't the easiest job, but you know what? Didn't take as long as I thought it would, and wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be, although I did get some cobwebs in my face and some flaky bits of rust. There is something I've forgotten though. Look at this. my gasket. Forgot to fit it. I should have had it on when I was sliding it into place. Don't think I'm gonna get any room now to slide that back on. I don't think I can connect or disconnect the downpipe and the new back box. So yeah, I'm out of wasting my time cutting out that gasket, but what I am gonna do is put some exhaust sealer between the two joints and then bring it for a drive. Here we are then underneath. Look at my new brand spanking exhaust. Look at that, well, exhaust back box, look at that. I am chuffed with that. Just want to make sure it's all connected. Haven't bolted that in place yet. Got the bolts from the old connection in the glove box, which I'll clean them up in a moment, bolt them on. Little hole there that I'm going to put some of my paste on in a moment. Yeah, as you can see there, not enough space for my gasket. So that was a complete waste of time, wasn't it? All right then, so with the new exhaust on, doesn't that look smart? The silver sits really well with that little naff bit of plastic bumperage there. Let's see how she sounds. I cannot wait for this. So out of gear, handbrake on. Let's hop back out and let's go for it. Right, ready? 3, 2, 1. I can't even hear it. Can you? I can hear the tappets, they always do that. Okay, so I'm going to let that idle for 5 or 10 mins. I haven't got a lot of fuel, though, that's the only issue, but I should have enough to get me to a petrol station. So, yeah, I'm going to let that idle, let the sealant cure. I'll bring it for a spin. The wonderful news is that that new exhaust has made a world of difference to the Streetwise. I did bring it for a couple of drives with no exhaust back box on it, and it was very loud. Very, very loud. Just threw 20 quid unleaded in it. 12 litres or so, and you know what, it's lovely. I've driven it a few times on the road, but it really is, it's so comfortable. Ride quality is great. The seats, even though the quality of the finish is poor, they're actually dead comfy and they hold you lovely. In a residential area at the minute, so unable to put my foot down really to get a taste of a beautifully revvy K-Series with a new exhaust, but I'm going to do that in a minute. Okay then, here we go. So that's me in 3rd gear. Let's give it some beans. That's 4th. Continue to give it some beans. Not the quickest thing in the entire world. And that's 5th. Up to 2,500 revs, 50 miles an hour pretty much. It's a great engine, the K-Series. It sounds wonderful and it just wants to keep revving. It never wants to stop. I will have to get the brakes sorted pretty soon, and I'm confident that's probably a job I could do myself because they're spongy at best. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily fancy my chances in an emergency braking situation, so I'm going to have to take it handy. I've got nothing in front of me, so it's okay really. It's a nice quiet stretch of road this, and I'm going to be using my gears to help slow the car down. I mean, they're not dangerously bad. They're just not really all that fantastic. 3rd again. Oh yes. 4th. Oh yes. And 5th. Yes, 5th. Getting confused. That's 60 miles an hour. Gonna ease off now because there is a junction coming up ahead, a roundabout. Let the friction of the tyres slow it down. And we're a little bit uphill here as well, so that also helps. Drop it down to 4th. It's brilliant. It's got a slight issue with the temperature gauge though. It's showing a healthy level of temperature now, but often when you drive around it just shows it down at cold at 0 with nothing at all, which is a bit odd. I'm not really sure why it does that. Is it a dodgy thermostat? See, the brakes are fine. That pulled me up okay there. Could be a dodgy thermostat, but I mean, I would imagine if it had a dodgy thermostat, it'd be having a lot of other temperature issues and it'd be drinking a lot of coolant, and it could be indicative of the dreaded OMG HGF, oh my god, head gasket failure. But no, seems to drive okay. So that's us then up at 60 miles an hour. Gets really rather warm in here because unfortunately the heater control knob is broken. And it's stuck on the hot setting, which isn't great. I mean, it is September, so we are heading into the autumn and then into winter, so it's going to get colder, but not fantastic at this moment in time. My current mileage is 80,468, which if it is on its original head gasket, I don't know because I've got no history, That's pretty good, that. It's so good that it could be bad, because it could go. But there is no exhaust heat shield on the manifold at the front of the engine. Does that mean that that's all been removed to pop a new head gasket on? Maybe, and just wasn't replaced? I'd like to think so. I'm just chuffed, honestly. I had a Rover 600. I love Rovers, love MG Rovers, love anything old and British, but particularly love Rovers, mainly because of how rubbish a lot of them were, I suppose. And I admire Rover's desire to go at things on a shoestring budget, which is what this car was, wasn't it? It was basically just a Rover 25 that was an inch higher with plastic bumpers on it. That's basically all this was. You know, but I admire their desire to try and change things with not a lot of money or resources. I mean, it didn't work because they died, obviously, but you know, I like that fighting spirit. So I had a Rover 600. There was plenty of issues with that. I sold it to a mate who then scrapped it. I didn't get that long out of it, unfortunately. I wish I kept hold of it, really. I really do wish I kept hold of it, because I could have done work on it and I possibly could have got it fixed up, but money was a bit tight. It wasn't really a priority, unfortunately. But I almost promised myself I'd get another one, and here I am in my second Rover. So delighted I got another chance. And that's because in an Irish context, Rovers are quite rare nowadays. They were never huge sellers over here anyway, but I think there's only 7 or 8 of these left, Streetwises, and there wouldn't have been that many imported in the first place. It just brings a smile to my face, because I pulled this out of a hedge last October, and here we are 11 months later, and it's fine. It's drivable, and it's livable inside as well. It's a lot cleaner, drier, just nicer than it was. Headlining is still knackered and will need fixing, but yeah, I'm just delighted. Delighted. I've done all the welding myself, apart from a little patch underneath that still needs to be done. Near the fuel tanks, we'll get that done professionally. Nice windy sections of country road here. I can give it some beans. Woo! Bloody hell. Goodness me. It's brilliant. Honestly, it's brilliant. And what did it cost me? 200 quid. It's cost me a few hundred quid in parts since, of course, but this much fun out of 200 quid, I don't think you can really argue, to be honest. It's lively out of the corners, out of the junctions. Do have to give it some beanage though to get any kind of speed up. And I can see one of my wheel arch liner plastic things flapping around in the wind, because Rover. So that is one of the big jobs done, thankfully, the exhaust. Still got to replace all 4 tyres. They're a bit cracked in places, again, quite a few years old, so I need to get that sorted as well. There's a patch of welding that needs to be done underneath. That's 3 things. Oh, and I noticed as well, I think one of my CV boots down there is a bit oily, a bit manky, a bit horrible looking. That will probably fail an Irish MOT, an NCT, so that's likely something that's going to need doing. But booked in for the NCT, I can drive out on the road, so all good. Does sound great though. Honestly, if it wasn't for the head gasket issue on K-Series, they'd be world renowned. They genuinely would. Great little engines, just can go very badly wrong. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this rabble. Awful lot of nonsense being spoken. Thank you very much for watching. You can subscribe, that'd be fantastic if you did. Like, leave comments, subscribe to me on Patreon, etc, etc. All that is very welcome, and I thank everybody who does that, because without you there would be no channel, and there wouldn't be any project cars, and I wouldn't have saved this Rover Streetwise. It'd still be sitting in a garden getting rusty and housing a lot of wildlife. There will of course be plenty more Streetwise action coming. So yeah, again, thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye. Come on.